Banks and financial meeting to get order here, and I appreciate everybody showing up today. I thank you for my ex-officiaries that showed up today. We're having issues all the time on top of each other with committees, so thank you guys for being here. Senator Harvin, Senator Dozal, thank you very much for being here. And if we will now, our first one's going to be Representative Williams, House Bill 240. If you want, Nair, you want where you want to be? You want right here? Yeah, be fine. Number 2 there. If you will, Representative Williams, Chairman Williams, just kind of bring us up to date and tell us what you're doing.
All right. Well,
thank you for driving back today for this, getting
yes,
it done.
Sir. Well, thank you for holding this meeting for us and hearing our bills, and hopefully we can get some stuff going. This is a trigger leads bill. It's House Bill 240. The LC number was 520713. This is a bill we've had a bunch of bankers and mortgage bankers particularly complain about people being harassed and aggravated once they go through the process of getting a mortgage. Some of it's led to deceptive practices and fraud and harassment. But basically what a trigger lead is trigger leads are generated when a lender pulls a consumer's credit report for a mortgage application. Then this action triggers the credit bureaus, the Equifaxes, the TransUnions, and the Experians to sell the consumer's information to other lenders. These lenders then can use this data to contact the consumer with offers of credits or loans. And a lot of times, while this can provide access to competitive offers, if someone is locked in and they feel good about what they have, they might get something from somebody else and they think it's their current lender. And that's when it can lead to confusion, running credit scores on people. And you know, if you do that more times than not, it can ruin somebody's credit. So there's a lot of confusion. Predatory lending sometimes takes place after that. So it's an abuse, and it's an aggravation, and it's a nuisance. People get tired of getting faxes and getting phone calls, text messages, emails, and et cetera. So the mortgage bankers are 100% behind it. Passed out of our committee 100%, passed out of the House 180 to 0. And everybody, we have not heard any complaints about this bill whatsoever.
Excellent. Question from the committee. Chairman Dozal.
So you're not banning the practice, you're essentially just requiring
Correct.
notification of
Correct.
if that's how they got the lead.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Good bill. I will say this, I'm working to refinance a house for my mom, and I'm on it, and you're right. It starts coming in places you never dreamed it would come from, and it really is a hassle from that standpoint. So I think it's a good bill based upon what I'm seeing personally.
Yeah, I'm sure Senator Hodges has seen it in his career.
What number you, Senator Harvard?
I'm sorry, 11.
No, 11. I got you. Go ahead, Senator Hodges.
Thank you, Representative. It's a good bill. You're not saying that somebody can't solicit, but you're saying that if I've got getting a mortgage from Dolezal Mortgage Company, and I've applied, and then somebody else will get in touch with me and make me think I'm with Dolezal, or they're with Dolezal, and they're trying to. So if they tell me they're not, they tell me they're with Summers Mortgage, then it's okay.
Correct.
All right, good.
You're probably going to get a better deal.
You're not stiff and
You're going to get a better deal with Summers.
You're not somehow. Well,
I'm trying to borrow from Dozal. Please don't bother him.
I doubt you get a deal on either side of that coin.
He might put a billboard up there for you.
But anyway, you're not stiff in competition here.
No, sir.
You're just making them.
Stopping the nuisance and the aggravation.
I agree.
Chairman Williams is the chairman of Banks and Financials over in the House side. This is a good bill. Thank you for always looking after consumer, and I appreciate you bringing this to us. I really do.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate you hearing us.
I'll entertain a motion from the committee. We have a motion and a second. Any amendments or suggested any amendment or anything? Seeing none, all in favor, please raise your hand. Passed unanimous.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate
You got anybody to carry that for you?
I think Senator Brass is going to carry it for me.
Oh, you went all the way, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Per Mo Thrash. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, sir. Representative, thank you. Okay, what's next here, boys and girls? Let's see here. Chairman Rhodes, let's see here. House Bill 241.
Yes, sir. Good
Now, you
morning.
want to explain to us why you were late this morning?
I wasn't late, I was here.
Oh, excuse me, I thought you'd run a little late when you walked in there.
No, sir, I was here, Mr. Chairman, here with bells on.
We're so glad to see
I
you.
just appreciate you and the committee entertaining this bill this morning. House Bill 241, it is LC 443072S.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to make sure we're all looking at the same thing. This bill, and I've got a expert with me here too, if we get too technical and we need some help. I've got a gentleman right here that can answer some questions, but this bill,
Would that be Mr. Thrash?
no, sir, that's not Mr. Thrash.
Oh, just curious. I'm just
he
curious.
thinks he's an expert at a lot of things, so, Mr. Thrash.
Just curious.
Yeah, and he is on a lot of things, but it's not Mr. Thrash. This bill deals with earned wage access, and I know we've seen different parts of this over the years, and basically, it allows the worker to get their money as they earn it, not having to wait till payday. This day and time, it kind of helps employers keep workers and just gives them another tool in the toolbox that allows them to keep their employees. But what this bill does is this was an effort by several different entities and groups working together to come upon an agreement inside the industry. What this legislation does, we're not creating anything new. It actually reworks the framework that we already have and allows this particular operator to categorize these as loans, which allows them to operate inside the code. And basically what this bill does is it creates transparency and clarity. It allows these workers to get their money if they want it immediately with just a fee of up to $5. This is a service that is offered free if they want to wait up to 24 hours, but if they want their money immediately, then all it says is they can charge a convenience fee of up to $5. And they can get up to 50% or $500, and that is all this bill does.
I believe we heard this bill similar to this bill last year, basically.
We did.
Anything, what's changed in the bill, anything?
We actually, I think there were some other parts of legislation that were
Take it out?
taken out, that were changing code and offering some other things. But what this bill does is reworks our code. The department helped write this bill.
So understand them, they're just basically borrowing money on their salary. that they
Correct,
earn.
and like I say, they offer it free, like Chime, just to give an example, Chime offers this on their platform.
Right.
They offer the service free, but if they want it immediately, all this says is they can charge up to $5. And right now, they charge $2, but we're just saying up to $5.
Making it $5.
Correct.
Questions from the committee?
I got a question, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Dozal?
Thank you, Representative. I'm just got a question on line 27, the whichever is greater language in the bill. I know you're saying up to $5, but that whichever is greater is confusing to me as it relates to that. Could you clarify that?
And Bate, would you like? Yes, sir. If I could.
Please get your number one over there and state your name and tell us who you are.
Can you hear me? Hi, Nick Stowell with Chime Financial. To answer your question, what we were attempting to do with this legislation is just amend current code. The current code is unclear as to how much of a fee you can charge for a convenience fee, and it actually asks companies to have to clarify how they justify that fee. So this is just making the law a bit more clear and allowing up to $5, but if companies currently are charging, other loan providers are charging more than $5, they still have the provision that allows them to charge more if they can prove why they are charging that much money.
Okay. So it's actually, just to clarify.
That's right.
It's not a $5 cap.
So
It's an actual cost or $5.
That's correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
Do you have, in the industry, is there anybody right now that is charging over $5 for expedited payment?
So in the industry, in order to take advantage of this code, you'd have to offer earned wage access as a loan. I'm unaware of other companies that are currently providing earned wage access as a loan.
Okay.
You're saying Chime is the only one doing it right now?
That is my understanding.
And Chime is charging $5 or less?
Currently we charge, it's free if you can wait 24 hours to receive your funds. If you want it instantly, we charge a $2 flat fee. And $5 was to adjust for inflation, to allow other providers to come in and take advantage of this statute to offer their product within $5.
My Vice Chairman, Senator Hodges?
Thank you, and thank you, Representative, for bringing the bill. You know, I can remember a long time ago when banks basically would lend money, small amounts of money, to all types of people, and banks have changed over the years. They can't bank everybody, and people do have financial needs, and this is a legitimate financial need, and I'm glad you're bringing this bill. What I wanted to make sure of is that this bill and this service would be supervised by the banking department, correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
That's good, okay.
Just curious, it's defined as a convenience fee rather than a service fee or anything else. And I don't find a definition. Is there a definition in code for convenience fee versus a service fee from that standpoint? Just curious as far as that, why the wording was such. Line 26 is where I was looking at it, where it's speaking about it. It says the merchant shall impose a convenience fee. Is convenience fee defined, or is it a service fee? And is there a differential between the two?
I believe that's on line 35. so
Let's see.
I'm not sure code section shall apply.
And I assume it would be there. Because basically what you're saying, you're loaning the money to them for a day, if you will, or whatever the period of time is. And so it's a convenience fee, but actually it's a fee, transactional fee.
Yeah, so the way we look at it, and when we looked at what code to amend to fit within current law, the convenience fee we felt made the most sense. So in essence, what you're doing is you're providing the funds at a rapid pace, so instantly. So we saw that as a convenience to the consumer to be able to receive their funds on demand or instantly, as opposed to having to wait time to receive those funds.
Now, this is tied to the a payroll system of some kind, correct?
So there are different forms of earned wage access. There's direct to employer, direct to consumer. Direct to employer products are tied into an employer's payroll. Direct to consumer providers use consumer's deposit history to determine how much a consumer is making during a payroll period. And so Chime, we actually do both. We do a direct-to-consumer model, so if you're a customer of Chime's, we can see your deposits come in every 2 weeks or monthly, however you're paid, and then we're able to advance the money based on the amount of money we see coming in.
So an employer could place this on their payroll system if they want to?
Yes, sir.
I assume you either sell this or provide that service to an employer. Am I correct?
That's correct, yes, sir. So Chime is just now starting to offer this to employers. Other providers do it as well. Chime's direct-to-employer model actually offers this free of charge to employers, and there's actually no fee associated with the direct-to-employer model for employees. It's only charged with the direct-to-consumer model.
Okay, so you could provide this to your employees, and there's no charge?
Yes, sir.
From that standpoint, but if they're going direct to you, that's where the charge comes into play.
That's
correct?
right. So when we're tied into an employer's payroll system, we can see the payroll instantly. With the direct-to-consumer model, there's a little bit more risk in that we don't have the direct payroll information coming from the employer. We're basing that on deposit history. So the money there is it's for operations, it's for fraud security, making sure the money is there when they say it is.
And that this is a loan, per se.
Yes,
Do
sir.
they sign a note or on their Apple,
There are terms and conditions.
Terms and
to use
conditions.
the product, yes, sir.
Okay, okey-doke, okey-doke, thank you.
Other questions from the committee members? If not, anybody, we don't have anybody signed up to speak for or against the bill, but I like it. Chairman Rhodes, it's a good bill. I think good service for people that need the extra cash quick. Thank you there. All right. Have a motion to pass?
Second.
Let's have a second from Senator Harbin. Any discussion? Amendments? Hearing none. All in favor, please raise your hand. You passed unanimously.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.
Anybody you want to carry that especially for you?
I think Senator Steele's going to carry it.
Senator Steele, good choice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. All right. Representative Leverett, House Bill 377.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning, sir. Glad to see you.
Good to see y'all.
And a tie on a committee day. I mean, it must. Ooh, that was pretty good.
I got two speeds, Mr. Chairman: suit or cut off jeans and T-shirt. It just doesn't. There's nothing in the middle, and I figured y'all would rather I not do the latter. So, Well, I
Thank you for
appreciate-
that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure you would greatly appreciate that. I'm sorry for that mental image I just scarred your minds with. Hopefully you can recover from it somehow. House Bill 377, Mr. Chairman, is a bill that I think will seem very familiar to you because it basically is a duplicate of Senate Bill 119, Senator Goodman's bill, which passed out of this committee some time ago and is now in the House. This is a bill that has to do with manufactured housing. It's a bit of an arcane topic on how you can collateralize or take as a security or collateral for a loan a manufactured home. As you know, it converts from personal property to real property when it's put on a foundation and the title is surrendered. We're trying to make that process a little simpler because it's attractive to lenders to simplify the process and to make sure that if a lender already has a lien on a manufactured home, when it's converted, that lien is preserved and is not diminished in any way by the conversion of the type of property it is. So it's hope this will bring more lenders into this space. This is a very useful kind of workforce housing, and that's been a big concern. So we're hoping it'll help those issues that we're encountering in the state now too.
We're real familiar with it. That's a good bill. Real property and personal property. Of course, they have to get as it's personal property, they have to have the stamp on them, from the county. And if they go to be real property, obviously it becomes just a regular, taxable piece of property like anything else, and not real. The question I had for Chairman Goodman and yourself, and I just want to make sure we don't create an issue, was that I think he answered it, but I want to make sure on your side. Some of these counties have these codes people that you give them a title and a badge and they become, shall we say, the new sheriff in town. And those modular homes that come from the factory, they're HWA sealed. They have a codes person doesn't walk inside. All he does is check the outside of them to make sure the HVAC has cut off, et cetera, and that's it. They don't walk inside. Changing it from personal property to real property, do you think we're opening the door for the codes people to go in there and require them to have up-to-date wiring or up-to-date this if they want to cause any issues whatsoever? I just don't want to cause people any issues.
I don't believe so, Mr. Chairman. I think this wouldn't touch that space. I would say I'm not sure it will do anything about the cowboys out there.
Exactly.
But I do think it's not going to exacerbate the problem, and it certainly gives no legal basis for any additional action over what they might otherwise do.
Well, it's something that's necessary and needed, I think, because you're just seeing the affordability of housing is just out of control, and this may help a little bit.
We hope it'll bring more folks into that lending space, because generally when you purchase the manufactured home, it is personal property, but once you set it, it becomes, once you set it, and if you then surrender the title, it becomes real property.
That's right.
And this just would encourage the financing that could be provided at the time of acquisition, because the lender knows the lien's not going to be abrogated or impacted in any way by the conversion. I feel under current law that that's the case, but this just gives additional assurance to the attorneys for
Make
the
sure it's
lenders.
there. That's why he's got the tie on, right?
That's right.
Questions from the committee? Pretty
It's exciting. It's high voltage, exciting stuff. I know.
I was really going with you there. But I thank you for bringing this bill here, and
I thank you for the speed with which the sheriff agreed to hear
Absolutely.
it. I
We're
greatly
moving right
appreciate
along. We'd like to move things over here
that.
pretty
You
quickly.
are. I tell you, I appreciate you.
I actually went and presented the bill yesterday in front of the House committee, and I walked in there and I said, I'm here to present a non-controversial bill. They all laughed. I don't know where that came from. I thought it was a very non-controversial bill, but we had a good time doing it. But thank you very much.
good.
Motion from the committee.
Move to pass.
Move to pass from Senator Dozal. Second from Senator Harbison. Any discussions? I'll ask about it. Any discussions or anything? All in favor, please raise your hand. Pass unanimously. Who is Senator Goodman carrying this?
He is, yes, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Steele.
Thank you, and thank you, members of the committee. Thank you, Senator
Thank you for coming
Dozal,
and looking so sharp
for
today.
moving, and I want to chat with you about some more home financing later on.
Thank you, kindly. Does the
Thank
committee-
you all so much.
We appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Does the committee have anything we need to discuss today? Anything, any business here, anything left over?
One item business.
Pardon me, sir?
I've got one item business.
I want you to hear from you.
Chairman, what is this?
I didn't want to hear from you. Now, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. My Pepsi stock is doing a heck of a lot better than my Coca-Cola stock. And I support my stock. I'm gonna tell you right now. And by the way, before you leave, Chairman Williams, I got something here. I was supposed to recognize Sweet Mary today with the Georgia Bankers Association. And she looks like I might have embarrassed her a little bit. She's first time in the committee, her first time with us. We're just delighted to have her here. So if you have anything to say, please, Sweet Mary, sit up and tell us what's going on. We're so glad to have you here. Didn't mean to embarrass you. Anyway, are we all good? Anybody? I'm sorry, Jocelyn? Senator Goodman? Yes, ma'am. Nothing else? Thank you all for coming on the committee today. Thank you for showing up. Yeah, you hurt me with that.